From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. With the clock ticking down to the April 28th election, the top two rival candidates are expected to appear on the same Quebec talk show later today. The Liberals, Mark Carney, and the Conservatives, Pierre Poilievre, are scheduled for appearances on Radio-Canada's Tout le monde en parle. Carney's French language skills had been called into question previously, especially during the Liberal leadership competition. Poilievre also has a news conference scheduled for 10 a.m. Eastern in Ottawa. Meantime, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is starting his day on the campaign trail with a media conference in the same community he ended his day yesterday. Last night, Singh made his pitch to local supporters in Timmins, Ontario, saying that Ottawa works best when one party does not hold all the power.
Employment insurance, pensions, old age security, all the things that Canadians are so proud of, the things that we wrap our flag around ourselves, we say, these are the things we're so proud of, only happened because New Democrats were there in Ottawa because you sent us there. So send us back and we'll fight for you.
Singh is set to travel later today to Toronto, where he will join a Passover Seder and hold a campaign event. Overseas, more than 20 people have been killed in a Russian missile strike on the Ukrainian city of Sumy. Officials say a pair of ballistic missiles struck the heart of the city as local people were gathered to celebrate Palm Sunday. Now, the strike comes less than a day after Russia and Ukraine's top diplomats accused each other of violating a tentative U.S. brokered deal that paused strikes on energy infrastructure, ultimately underscoring the challenges of negotiating an end to the 3-year-old war. Back home now, where Manitoba's finance minister says most homeowners are still better off after the government eliminated a refund system on education taxes on property last year. Adrian Sala says the former system included a 50% rebate that rose in line with property taxes, and in its place, the government instituted a flat $1,500 credit. But with increases in both property assessments and school division mill rates last year, some properties get less back. Michigan is shaping up to be ground zero in Donald Trump's global trade war. Nearly 20% of the state's economy is tied to the automobile sector, and it is facing tariff assaults on all fronts. Supporters say the president's auto tariffs are meant to bring manufacturing jobs back home. However, others say the levies hitting Canada and Mexico make the whole North American industry less competitive as vehicles become too expensive to buy. And finally, there was a melee of sorts in Toronto involving around 100 people, and they were armed with pillows. The fun-seeking combatants took part in the city's 4th annual pillow fight for a good-natured whack attack outside City Hall in Nathan Phillips Square. It all began as a way to bring friends and total strangers together and release a little tension. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, starting with some NHL action, Mitch Marner scored 36 seconds into overtime as the Toronto Maple Leafs blanked the Montreal Canadiens 1-0. Now with a win, Toronto clinches home ice in the first round of the playoffs. Kyle Connor and Cole Perfetti scored in the shootout as the Winnipeg Jets clinched the franchise's first Central Division title and the top seed for the Western Conference playoffs with a wild 5-4 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks. Elsewhere, Minnesota, the Wild, rallied to beat the Vancouver Canucks 3-2, that game going to overtime. A Canadian is in contention heading into the first round of the Masters, the first major of the men's golf season. Corey Connors of Listowel, Ontario, is third at Augusta, 4 shots back of leader Rory McIlroy. Now, no Canadian has won a men's major since Mike Weir won the Masters in 2003. And in MLS action, Charlotte FC spoiled CF Montreal's home opener with a 1-0 win, and the Vancouver Whitecaps trounced Austin FC 5-1. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.